A call today between President Trump and Elon Musk contradicts what Politico had said that they will. The day after a public feud following Musk, who led Doge's federal cutbacks, railing against the president's budget bill.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore.
Fox's Peter Ducey's at the White House.
The lowest blows came from Elon's side when he posted, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election." And then this one, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public.
Referencing the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking case, he had committed suicide in jail awaiting trial. Now, Musk appears open to cooling things off, with a few posts on X seeming to agree with people urging him and the president to stop feuding. President Trump's latest attempt to punish Harvard, accusing the university of letting anti-Semitism thrive on campus, has been blocked. His order attempted to prevent Harvard from enrolling new foreign students. Fox's Kristen Goodwin reports.
In an updated complaint, Harvard asks a federal judge to block the order, accusing the Trump administration of unlawfully retaliating against the school and violating First Amendment rights.
And the judge did, ruling in Harvard's favor. Russia bombarded Ukraine overnight after leader Vladimir Putin had vowed to retaliate to Ukraine's big weekend drone attack deep inside Russia. In the overnight barrage, Russia launched more than 400 drones and missiles, doing damage in several regions of Ukraine, killing at least 3 people. Now to France. That ceremony commemorates the D-Day battle that was raging 81 years ago on the beaches of Normandy, key to defeating the Nazis in World War II.
We must teach our kids and grandkids to understand, to remember, and to live worthy.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth in Normandy, along with nearly 24 survivors who fought there and have returned. Some are over 100 years old. America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in focus and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
2815 Old Jacksonville, Springfield. CordellCordell.com.
It's been 3 weeks since a New Orleans jailbreak, and 2 of the 10 who escaped are still on the run. Antoine Massey and Derek Groves, who's a convicted murderer. So is Grant Hardin, a former police chief who broke out of an Arkansas prison 12 days ago.
Deputy U.S. Marshal Robert Hammond said in a federal court filing there were 2 unconfirmed sightings of Hardin, one in central Arkansas and another in southern Missouri. That leads him to believe Hardin has left the state and may be hiding in caves or rugged terrain. Meanwhile, the U.S. Border Patrol says it's deploying a tactical unit that can help provide advanced search and operation support. Hardin escaped from prison wearing a makeshift law enforcement uniform. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Later this hour, we'll get the May employment update, expected to show less hiring than in April, about 130,000 jobs predicted. Economists also expect the unemployment rate to remain 4.2%. On Wall Street, ahead of that, stock futures are on the rise. A dramatic start to the NBA Finals. The Indiana Pacers pull off another comeback win, down 15 in the fourth quarter. In Oklahoma City, they rallied again. And again, Tyrese Halliburton hits the last second game-winning shot, beating the Thunder 111-110. Fox's Jared Mack says more.
The Pacers have been the comeback kids these entire playoffs. Late April, they erased a 7-point deficit with 34 seconds left in overtime and beat the Bucks on a Tyrese Halliburton shot. In May, the Pacers came back from 7 down against the Cavaliers with 48 seconds left and won by a point on a shot by Halliburton. May 21st against the Knicks, Indiana came back from 9 points down with 51 seconds left to force overtime on a Halliburton shot. Then Indiana won in OT. Last night, Halliburton, the last-second hero again.
Coach, trust us in those moments to not call timeouts. Trust me in those moments. Guys, trust me.
That was on ABC. Game 2 of the NBA Finals Sunday night. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. On Wednesday, Champaign Fire Chief Andy Kornstrom announced he intends to retire in July, but it doesn't mean he'll be leaving Champaign County. John Brown, Savoy's president, confirming Kornstrom will be taking over as village administrator in Savoy. Man accused of stabbing 8-year-old boy in Rantoul identified. Police say Henry Carr arrested following the domestic incident Tuesday in the 1200 block of Falcon Drive. He was taken to Champaign County Correctional Center on preliminary charges of aggravated domestic battery. The child remains hospitalized. Carr reportedly in a relationship with the boy's mother. Illinois Department of Natural Resources inviting residents to fish for free later this month. IDNR is set June 13th through the 16th as Illinois Free Fishing Days for this year. During those 4 days, anglers can fish without purchasing a fishing license, salmon stamp, or inland trout stamp in the state of Illinois. The goal is for non-anglers to discover or rediscover the fun of fishing. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning. It's Friday. It's June 6th. This is D-Day. This is the day we liberated Europe, or the start of it anyway, when we hit the beaches, 300,000 allies, Americans under the operation of Dwight David Eisenhower. I'm going to talk a little bit about that here as we go along. What is it? Smog is what? What is the definition of smog, Mr. Greg Solier, meteorologist?
Combination of smoke and fog. And we kind of, it's, the smoke's up aloft, the fog's at the surface, but it can have that smoggy, brownish look to it, I'm sure, if you look up into the horizon. Maybe.
I had about, on the final Tolono slab, I had about 100-foot visibility. Is about all I had. So it was
really, yeah.
They think that what this from the forest fires in Canada? Is that what the blown down?
No. This low level stuff is because skies cleared, winds are a little bit damp. We've got dew points, if you will, kind of the measure of atmospheric humidity, real close, if not on top of temperatures. So you get that saturated lower levels of the atmosphere, and of course the smoke is farther up, but at times under the right setup, you can mix it downward if you get some winds to get going. It was pretty smoggy and increasingly smoky in my travels out of Iowa back into northern Illinois during the course of yesterday out of the World Pork Expo. So that was a good example of that stuff up through the Canadian prairie, still in the midst of our atmosphere around here.
Well, did you have good snacks or meet any people today?
Oh yeah, met a lot of probably got several people that have heard us, have heard the bigger radio picture crowd that I cater to, the TV thing and all that. So it's nice to kind of connect, shake hands, and talk real farming and agribusiness and weather experiences with those folks.
You're one of those guys that has to carry a Sharpie to sign pictures all the time.
I should do that. I carry a pen, but Max Armstrong, that was his thing. It continues to be. He runs around with a big black Sharpie to autograph and sign stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Do that.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. Big celebrity. It's our meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you, have you got an emergency plan? You can do that should a crisis arise in the medical realm. You can find out more details about what to do at carl.org.
All right, sir. Meteorologist Greg Solier, look at our weekend and beyond. What do you got?
Yeah, kind of this, rinse and repeat rubber stamp ditto type forecast going on around here for the next couple of 2 or 3 days. A little daytime heating, a couple of weak disturbances, so the northern end of them impacting our neck of the woods. Meanwhile, some of the showers that did generate some pretty healthy downpours again yesterday out into the lower Wabash, east of Danville as well yesterday. Those are off the weather maps and charts for now, but those bigger rains have rematerialized over downstate Illinois, and another squall line making its way out of the southeastern plains of Oklahoma and northern Texas. That'll make a run through Brother Johnny's place on northward and across the southern states for the weekend. And a couple of showers to the north and northwest. The next little disturbance, which will be coming our way with time. But in the meantime, some areas of fog and reduced visibilities, and kind of a thick lookout there with a reading over at Willard and Savoy now of 63 visibilities at about 3/16 of a mile. So that's not real good out there. 60 at Rantoul. Visibilities at the current time are in with mile and 5/8. So pay heed to that. Kind of either side of just about the I-72 and lower I-74 corridor here till 9 o'clock this morning. Otherwise, variably cloudy skies will maybe serve up a stray late morning and afternoon shower, maybe a weak thunderstorm heading towards an afternoon high today of 77, 61, make that 59 to 61 for tonight. And again, chance for a stray late morning and afternoon shower thunderstorm tomorrow. We'll start the day off with some fog, partly sunny and 80. Do it again on Sunday. The high there 80 and small rain chances. They extend into Monday. It highs to about 78. Then warmer, drier weather much of next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, lower 80s, middle and upper 80s next Thursday and Friday. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, off and running Friday. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
Champaign Central is going to play for the sectional championship.
That's right, against the Bulldogs of Muhammad Seymour.
Mount Zion.
Yeah,
Central
5-2 was the final yesterday, and Muhammad Seymour beat Glenwood 6-0. So Maroons and Bulldogs Saturday for the sectional championship, Class 3A in Lincoln.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's Champaign County dominating 3A in baseball. Pretty darn good. So we wish, we wish them both luck because, you got a lot of listeners in Muhammad, a lot of listeners in Champaign.
Yeah.
And we were rooting for the good game, but somebody's going to make a play.
That's right.
And come away with it. I don't know who Therese Halliburton is until last month.
Well, he's got nerves of steel.
Man.
The fourth winning shot in the postseason with 0.3 seconds left. He sinks it for the Pacers to win over Oklahoma City 111-110.
Well, that was in Oklahoma City, so I mean, it must have just been sound of silence.
Man.
Oh, my goodness.
So
what a shot. Well, they went into New York, beat the Knicks 2 in a row on the road.
Right.
So who are the Indiana Pacers?
Right, and they trailed by 15 in the fourth
I
quarter,
heard
it
that.
said.
Yeah, what the heck?
So Sunday at 7 on NBC as we watch the NBA Finals.
Yeah, this is the time when people look up. I know it's small markets, but I think the big markets enjoyed this game. I mean, this is a good game.
For sure. NBA, NHL as the Stanley Cup Finals, and that's tonight with Florida and Edmonton, with the Oilers leading that 1-0 too.
It was very impactful to go to Normandy Beach, and it was something I'll never forget. And it was obviously historic. And then we walked up, our whole family was there. We walked up to Arlington Cemetery and all those perfectly aligned headstones.
Yes.
And a whole lot of 18 and 19-year-olds.
That's right.
So I will talk a little more in depth than that coming up in just a few moments. Brother Johnny at the bottom of the hour as well on this Friday. We have the Fisher National Bank text line. You're always welcome on that, 217-359-2255. We do have a Stever to offer you today. We'll do that coming up as well. First, a sports headline or two.
Well, we had a split game yesterday against Kansas City with the doubleheader at Busch Stadium. Let's get more details.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. It was a doubleheader split yesterday with the Cardinals winning 6-5 in 10 innings in Game 1. Ivan Herrera had a big home run and then a big day for Wilson Contreras, who drove in the game winner.
Contreras gets the game winner in his 1,000th game as a big leaguer. A great moment, a terrific victory, walk-off win in the first game, but the Cardinals got a rough start from Matthew Liberatore, who had to leave the game with fatigue. So let's hope that he bounces back and gets back to the form that we've seen most of the season.
As the Royals won 7-5 in the second game yesterday, the Cardinals battled back to tie it 5-5 after 3, and Nolan Arenado hit a huge home run.
Nice to see Arenado contribute, and several guys did well in those middle innings to get him back in the game. Just wasn't enough.
So the Cardinals dropped 2 out of 3 to the Royals and welcome in the Los Angeles Dodgers for a 3-game series beginning tonight. Airtime 6:20, 7:05. Ricky has the lineups. I'll bring you Sonny Gray's first pitch around 7:15.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Cubs beat Washington 7-1 yesterday, setting up a series to start up against the Motor City Kitties in Detroit with a 6-10 start. Ben Brown on the bump for the Cubbies. You'll hear the action over on US 105.9. Winning 20 games now. We had Chicago's White Sox winning yesterday.
I know.
10 innings. So they'll set up a series against Kansas City now on Chicago's South
Sox
side.
beat Detroit, which are the best team in baseball. Maybe Detroit's looking ahead to the Cubs.
Right.
Anyway, I think the White Sox beat Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, so we'll see what the Cubs and the Detroit Tigers do in this series. I would think Tigers will win 2 out of 3. Cubs win 2 out of 3 would be pretty amazing. I doubt if anybody gets swept. 2 of the best teams in baseball are the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago Cubs, which is pretty amazing.
Yes.
And, and the Cardinals, have played wonderful. They had an amazing May. But there is slipping just a smidge, and now they're 5 games back to the Cubs and tied, I think, with Milwaukee. But I don't know. I think this series, Cardinals can't get swept. They got to win 1. But the Dodgers remind me of an all-star softball team called Steels, and our Champaign-Urbana All-Stars were beating them in a slow-pitch softball match against the All-Stars Steels.
Oh.
Winning 2-1.
Okay.
Somebody in the Steels dugout said, "Hey, guys, when do we have to be in Danville?" And they said, "We got to be there in an hour and a half." And they hit 8 home runs in a row.
Oh, wow.
I think the Dodgers are like that.
You can get focused that
I think
quickly.
the Dodgers, clearly 1 through 9 are the best team in baseball by a lot. And so what I think they do, they look at their watch and go, right now,
let's turn it up.
Right now they're winning their division, but it's, they're going to get through the 162, then they're going to say, what time is it?
Yeah.
It's October. I just don't like stacking teams like that. I just think that you're looking up at the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani, among others. I mean, they got 6 or 7 All-Stars, I think. Anyway.
Well, the Dodgers always bring on some fun fans, and that means great promotional items from the Cardinals. I see tonight it's a neck fan with the Cardinals logo on there, and on Sunday, a Rawlings kids glove for the game on June 8th. At 1:15.
Yeah.
So if you want to go for some of the free stuff that you get from the Cardinals, they're not messing around. I remember on opening day being there at Busch Stadium in the Jack Buck Studios. Man, they had like a shopping cart full of stuff of what's coming up this season.
They actually brought a shopping cart?
I mean, they did have a little wheelie deal with all the
David
stuff.
Ball.
I tried to put on a bunch of it.
They used to bring them in bags, but now they're getting so elite. No, these are quality items.
Absolutely.
They give out good stuff in St. Louis. There's no doubt about it.
And the people who live around that area who want to make a resale buck or two are always collecting. Are you going to use your,
No, people were paying $5 outside the stadium.
Well, and then you see a quick turnaround. When we did our bus trip to Busch back then, it was like I went on, you could see that item was $60 or something.
Yeah,
so they got it online to sell it right away.
They've got stuff. There's no doubt. And a lot of it's stuff you keep for a long time. But Cardinals are having a problem because they're just unhappy people. And they're drawing smidge better right now, but there's still a lot of empty seats.
When it comes to the fan base, yes.
Yeah, they're not happy with the zero moves in the winter meetings. And so exceeding expectations, the question is, can they hold on to that? And if they slip down to, irrelevancy toward the end of the year, it's just...
Right, I remember the questions coming to Mo, and a lot of it was, the chatter on social media is pretty negative. How do you deal with that? And he's like, there is? I don't pay any attention to that.
Yeah, that's right. You can't. No, you can't. You just could never do that. All right, let's check your weather brought to you this morning by the Urbana Park District.
Yeah, they had the neighborhood nights yesterday. That happens when there's inclement weather on Wednesdays. But keep in mind, Wednesdays, 6:30 to 8, different parks and groups every week performing, urbanaparks.org.
And the Bulldog Disposal people with their doggy bag is next. You could win and get organized and be excited. Stand by for details.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Areas of fog around here through the early to mid-morning hour, then variably cloudy skies. Again, a stray shower thunderstorm popping up later this afternoon in particular. Highs around 77. Light wind down tonight to a low of 59. It'll be a stray shower, maybe thunderstorm this evening, and areas of late night fog. Tomorrow, kind of a foggy, dewy start to the day, then partly sunny again. Shower thunderstorm chance for the late morning, more so in the afternoon. Highs up around 80. Light variable wind. For tomorrow night, scattered showers, thunderstorms down to 62. And again, small chance for a fleeting late morning and afternoon shower on Sunday and Monday. Partly sunny skies near 80 on Sunday, 78 on Monday. Back into warmer, drier conditions as high pressure builds in aloft from the west and northwest. Sunny to partly cloudy skies. Highs up around 80 on Tuesday. Next Wednesday and Thursday, low and maybe some middle 80s back into next Friday. And with it an isolated, widely scattered showers, thunderstorms, and some areas of haze and smoke from time to time as well. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Take charge of the years ahead. with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Tesla shares plunged 14% yesterday following the public feud between its CEO Elon Musk and President Trump. That translated into a loss of more than $152 billion in stock market value. The Wall Street Journal says short sellers made $4 billion on the sell-off. Tesla shares are recovering ground this morning, up 4%. Delta Airlines says tariffs on imported airplanes and parts could force it to stop buying foreign-made planes. Reuters says Delta made the comments in a government filing in response to a recent investigation. The airline's fleet includes Airbus planes made in Canada, Germany, and France. Wall Street will be reacting today to the monthly employment report for May. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino. This week on Perino on Politics, I'm joined by my friend, former Chief of Staff to House Speaker John Boehner and Senior Advisor to President George W. Bush. It is Barry Jackson. Available now on FoxNewsPodcast.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
I'm Emily Campagno, host of the Fox True Crime Podcast. This week, author Mary Noe joins me to discuss the life and crimes of Eric Munter, as detailed in her book, The Man Who Shot J.P. Morgan.
Listen and follow now at foxtruecrime.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't see him at Costco with his beautiful family, he's in Milwaukee, but he's still talking Donut Day. Captain Kenyon Sevels. How are you, Captain?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Salvation Army, he and his wife. It's awesome. You're a great family. Your kids are gorgeous, cute. Great little guys, little kids, little girls. Just, they reminded me of the kids in Greatest Show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're gorgeous because they look like their mom. Two little girls. They're beautiful, and I'm so blessed.
Well, I mean, the Greatest Show with Hugh Jackman,
yes.
Those two little girls, that's what your kids had.
Oh, yeah.
They had so much energy and loved playing with each other anyway. It was fun to see you guys. Hey, so what's Donut Day? What do I do?
You go out and you go over to Parlor, get a donut. We're partnering with Parlor this year, and Donut Day was founded in 1938, fundraiser to help honor the Salvation Army donut lassies who served soldiers in World War I.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Most folks aren't aware that Salvation Army, we started Donut Day. How about that?
I didn't know that. It's a good day to have.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I go to Parlor, which is an old farm shop.
Yes,
right? Okay.
1757 West Kirby Avenue at the corner of Kirby and Mattis. On the Mattis side, used to be like a drugstore or something.
It was Carl RX.
Carl RX,
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so if I go in there and get a free donut, can I give you $20?
That would be great. You can give online. You can stop by the Salvation Army. You can say, you know what, I want this to go to the Salvation Army. And the folks down there, they've been so great to work with. But, we are, aside from that, we're also doing some deliveries today. So first responders, some of the folks who really help make the Champaign community hum and go. So we're going to be going out just saying some thanks and some appreciation. So shout out to all those folks who really make Champaign be the awesome community that it is.
Oh,
so
Parlor
you're
Donuts.
helping us help them as well.
Parlor Donuts is awesome. With
Yes,
a great
Pat
owner.
Snack and
same
her
owner
son, Don.
as Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how quality they
I'm
are.
looking at the maple bacon or lemon bar or coconut cream filled donuts. They're known for their layered donuts at Parlor, if you haven't checked it out. Even some gluten-free options, Stevie.
There you go.
So keep that in mind. Old Farm Shops, how long is this going, Captain Kenyon Civils?
It's just today. So Donut Day is always the first Friday of June. So it's not a specific date every year, but it's always the first Friday in June. And you know, we do it to celebrate the Lassies and how they provided for just a little taste of home for the soldiers back in World War I. But you know, every day at the Salvation Army here in Champaign County, we are helping to provide for the folks who need it. We have nourishment for the food, we have nourishment for the body, and nourishment for the soul. And so this really is a holistic thing for us to share a little bit about the Salvation Army, to share a little bit about, hey, this happened a million years ago, but we're still doing it today.
Yeah. Love it. And it's a peace that transcends all understanding through Jesus Christ. It's awesome. And you keep up your good work. Having a pleasure having you on this morning.
We appreciate it. God bless you guys. Enjoy some donuts today, and we'll talk to you soon.
You got it, my friend. God bless you and the Salvation Army. We appreciate you guys.
Once again, Parlor Donuts, Old Farm Shops today, sachampagne.org.
If you want a free doggy bag, you can have one. I'm giving one away, which is a value of $215. What am I talking about? Bulldog Disposal, Muhammad, Phil, and Jody and their family, they have this wonderful roll-off dumpster business, but you can get a canvas dumpster, kinda. It's about 2 feet, and it unfolds forever, holds 6 cubic yards, which is a lot of garbage. Might be tiles if you're doing a bathroom. That holds, I think somebody had 2,000 pounds in the thing. It didn't break.
Man.
Unbelievable. So
that's loading it up.
You're loading it up, and you can get a free one. I'll have it delivered to your home if you're in Champaign County. And then you, at your leisure, clean out the garage or whatever you're going to do with things you can't, donate or recycle. And then fill it up with stuff, and Phil will come and put the kids out to watch this big old crane pick it up. That's fun.
That's right.
So all you got to do to enter this Stever for today is Bulldog Disposal. Just text in doggy bag.
Okay.
On the Fisher National Bank text line 217-359-2255. You can get organized, feel really good about everything with a doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal. It's free, and I'm paying the whole thing for $215. That picks it up as well whenever you're ready. Okay, so I think it's been, 17, 18 years ago, we went to Normandy. And it was right around this date, that year. So I'm going to say 18 years ago, I think the kids were 10.
Okay.
Triplets were 10, Nathaniel was 14.
Right.
So it was like 2010. 2010, 20, I can't do the math. Anyway, it's early 2000s, and we're in Normandy, which is France. We get off our cruise ship. We hire a driver to go all the way up and see this historic site, Arlington Cemetery, where 9,000 of our American boys are buried. And we see the crossfire and the way the Germans had set up their bunkers were just, we thought, impenetrable. I mean, this is going to be really hard. And so the first wave had a 90% chance of dying. And here these boys are running up on this beach with gunfire everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you see Saving Private Ryan, you'll get a taste a little bit.
That's right.
Just horrific. Now, the tide was out, so they had a lot of sand to cover, and they had some protective things, some spiky things that they could hide a little behind, but not much. It was very little protection. But because there was a storm and Dwight Eisenhower essentially said, let's go at 3:30 in the morning, we were blown a little off course. And the Americans had, I think, some really tough beaches like Normandy, Omaha Beach in Normandy. And so we lost a whole lot of boys. I'll never look at a bluff the same way to see those big old guns crossing so they could just scatter bullets nonstop. And so we walked on the sand. We looked back up at the bluff, and it's so impactful. We went up to Arlington with the cemetery and all those stones perfectly aligned in any direction you look. Pounding, pounding, pounding was the plywood stage they're putting up because Barack Obama was coming 4 days later. So I went up to the stage where he would have been days later and looked out and saw those tombstones. And you just never forget that kind of thing.
It's just very moving.
Oh, my goodness. The sacrifices they made for us.
Yes.
For our freedom. They were willing to storm the beach knowing they had very little chance of survival.
Well, this talks about June 6, 1944. D-Day invasion of Nazi-occupied France used the largest ever armada of ships, troops, planes, vehicles to breach Hitler's defenses in Western Europe. A total of 4,414 Allied troops were killed on D-Day itself.
Well, we had hundreds of thousands, I think, that stormed all the beaches. Anyway, Johnny will know a little more as to how in the world Hitler was sleeping and missed that. It's interesting. Stand by. A lot more coming up in the next few moments. Check your news. Be right back. It's ESPN 93.5 on this Friday, June 6th, D-Day.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The relationship is not getting better between President Trump and Elon Musk. Sources telling Fox's Peter Doocy Elon was wearing thin for about a month, and the president is going to either give away or sell the Tesla that is sitting on the West Executive Drive. Plus, officials are not tracking a Trump-Musk phone call today, but it's possible aides may try to talk. Honoring the service members who give everything 81 years ago today, D-Day, Normandy, France, the beginning of the end of Nazi rule.
You look back toward the land from the beach and you realize there's nothing there but German guns. And these men were willing to charge toward the guns with almost no chance of success, especially in those first waves, and they did it for us.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, speaking to Fox and Friends from the ceremony, steps from the beach in Normandy. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. On Wednesday, Champaign Fire Chief Andy Kornstrom announced he intends to retire in July, but it doesn't mean he'll be leaving Champaign County. John Brown, Savoy's president, confirming Kornstrom will be taking over as village administrator in Savoy. Man accused of stabbing 8-year-old boy in Rantoul identified. Police say Henry Carr arrested following the domestic incident Tuesday in the 1200 block of Falcon Drive. He was taken to Champaign County Correctional Center on preliminary charges of aggravated domestic battery. The child remains hospitalized. Carr reportedly in a relationship with the boy's mother. Illinois Department of Natural Resources inviting residents to fish for free later this month. IDNR is set June 13th through the 16th as Illinois Free Fishing Days for this year. During those 4 days, anglers can fish without purchasing a fishing license, salmon stamp, or inland trout stamp in the state of Illinois. The goal is for non-anglers to discover or rediscover the fun of fishing. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Check our weather, brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements. If you're looking to save your foundation and you hate cleaning out the gutters, consider the deals on gutter helmet right now. KramerSiding.com.
Well, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Memphis, Saturday. Daily chances of spotty to widely scattered shower activity for today through early next week. Warmer, drier weather returns after that. 77 the forecast high for the day today with some areas of fog this morning and a straight late morning, more so afternoon. Shower thunderstorm with variable cloudy skies and light wind. Lingering shower chance this evening. Late night fog forms up low down to 59. Some areas of fog early tomorrow, then partly sunny. Again, a shower thunderstorm chance late morning, more so in the afternoon. Highs up around 80 as light winds continue on. Couple of showers, thunderstorms, better odds of coverages tomorrow night. Low down to 62. Partly sunny and isolated shower spots mainly in the afternoon on Sunday. And we'll do it again Monday. High temperatures on Sunday around 80, 78 on Monday. Then upper 70s on Tuesday, giving way to low to mid 80s Wednesday and Thursday. Mid to upper 80s, more humidity back in the air on Friday. And at the point, a couple of isolated and widely scattered showers, thunderstorms from time to time. We'll deal with that smoke and haze up aloft. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on KramerSiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
When we landed at Omaha Beach, well, it was all chaos. I mean, it was just But we were constant under fire, constantly. Our first casualty was this Don Simmons. He was the last one off the landing craft, and he was killed. That was my first death that I've seen.
World War II and D-Day today, 81 years ago, liberating Europe. Brother Johnny has joined us from New Orleans. How did we catch you read The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, all 780 pages of it. How did we catch Germany off guard?
We didn't. They knew we would probably come, but they didn't know where. And it was actually more like Churchill or Eisenhower, where you find out the way they plotted and figured where to land. And there was a much better spot for the guys, and Hitler thought it was going to be there, but we kind of snickered him. And so, big deal. We have our World War II museum here, which anyone who comes anywhere around here should go see.
Yeah.
Eisenhower said Higgins, the guy who designed the LST, won the war. There was over 1,000 of these coming at them, Stephen. They had more actually ammunition than we thought, but they had no shot with 1,000 LSTs. I'm not even sure how many troops that was, but they were overwhelmed. And one problem too, it was cloudy. In some ways it helped, but in other ways the air cover they couldn't see to drop the bombs. They were supposed to soften it up, but what a day. Gee,
man. And again, the storms, Dwight Eisenhower, who was the commander, leader of all the Allied forces, I mean, he had to make a decision about 3 a.m. saying, let's go. And
seems like, yeah, they actually were going on the 5th. They already had maybe held off a day. But, yeah, no, it was a dicey call. There's no doubt. And but the guys came through. And, of course, I'm an engineer, bless Higgins' heart. But I always said, you know how those LSTs came up and the door dropped open in the front. And I always said, why didn't we have 2 side doors in the front going off to the side, for crying out loud?
Because the bullets came right at them.
Well, and there were several that no one got out of it, you know. And that, unfortunately, the general concept was they'd run out of ammo or their machine guns would melt or both. But that means they got to go through all that ammo. And so we knew it was going to be bad. But
well, and for that strategy to work, Johnny, you had to have the first waves that knew they probably weren't going to make the
No, well, yeah.
Man.
I think you're right. And so that's why I like my side door openings, which would have presented some issues, but I think they still would have worked. But there's no doubt. But if you didn't open that door, it's easy. It's been 80 years to think about it. But they would have wasted a lot of bullets shooting the front of the deal. But it was, epic turning point, and we made that beachhead in Europe, and then Hitler was on the run. That was it.
Wow. No, amazing day to remember as well. And then in Arlington Cemetery, 9,000 of our boys buried there. And it's so moving to walk amongst that. We did that years ago. I think the triplets were 10. Nathaniel might have been 14. But it was impactful for all of us to stand there on the beach where the boys did. And looking up at the bluffs, Johnny, it just devastating.
Yeah, did you climb up the bluffs? Because that's not that easy.
Oh, my goodness, no.
Especially when you got a guy shooting.
We had stairs, but we had a French tour guide that loved America, which was wonderfully refreshing. It was wonderful. Just the appreciation that he had. And I'd mentioned moments ago that I up in the cemetery, and there was all this noise because they were building the stage for President Obama, who was coming in just a few days to commemorate it at that time. And I went up on the platform and looked out, and it's just, I'll never forget that moment, just looking at all those tombstones. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Brave kids and people that did it for America and freedom and democracy and all the great words, Constitution. But boy, the bravery. Do we have that? Do we have that today? Would we have the same actions today, I wonder?
I don't know. What we don't have is as clear an understanding of good and evil. The one thing about World War II was we knew who the bad guy was. That was very clear. So, and we also knew what he might do if he ever got here. So there was a very clear motive. Not a lot of arguing over, hey, we got to take this guy out. And that makes it better. But, and as far as the determination, I don't know. Those folks are unbelievable. We've been blessed with knowing people from the 20s around town and the county, and they're just solid. I mean, talk about, I don't know. It was a different era.
Yeah.
And
well, I think there'd be today. You know what we'd have? Protests saying it was America's fault, all our fault, and how could we storm such all the casualties, citizens that die? I mean, that we'd get that for sure.
Think of the poor machine gunners who just didn't have enough bullets for all those guys.
Man,
you know, you're right. It'd be crazy, but yeah.
All right. I really thought that maybe this Elon Musk and Donald Trump feud was intentional to get him his Tesla drivers back and to not make him the big bad wolf like the left thinks he is, until he said Trump's on the Epstein list. That's why he's not releasing it. So what happened to the Elon Musk-Donald Trump relationship?
Well, first of all, we thought Godzilla versus King Kong was good. But
That's right. That's right.
You got these two guys going on. I like Gutfield. Okay, knock it off, guys. Gutfield's like 5'2". Break it up, guys.
Right.
But well, what happened? That's a good question. But I'm speculating that someone said, "Man, we've been looking at these credits, Elon. We're going to lose $50 or $100 billion," and he just went ballistic. And as you know, our good friend Clint Atkins always used to say, you know, boys, when a man with $2 billion loses $1 billion, he feels poor. He feels poor. And then you get Trump going back. So now it's two titans fighting, but it sounds more like a 1970s capture the flag game between Philo Great and St. Thomas.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, but this is to the delight of Chuck Schumer and everybody saying they should listen to Elon. Now they should listen to Elon. It's unbelievable how they switch their jackets.
Well, the truth is that once again they're coming out on the short end, because you're not going to see Jim Jordan or John Thune calling him a Nazi and lighting Teslas on fire, right? That was the left. So they've done so much damage to both of these guys. That's the group that'll bring them back together. And sometime, if someone hasn't already, someone's going to tell man, it's not so bad, and you're going to still have $300 billion. Bezos only has like 220, and he'll go, yeah, maybe you're right. And don't forget. It isn't so much the EV mandates, which probably help Tesla because there won't be as much of a push in Detroit, but also it's the electric car credits that cost Tesla on this, and it's $7,500 credit if you buy an electric car. That was to push that technology, and of course that applies to Detroit too. And so how are they going to sell them? Because Tesla still has a lead on the AI driving, and, it's Tesla, and he's gotten a lot of notoriety, which I think ultimately helps in terms of the brand name. So it's and the other thing is, too, it's kind of all paper. Elon's wealth of $400 billion or so is all based on stock price. So by calling Trump names, he actually lost more yesterday than he will on the electric car.
Oh, man.
But it'll go back up.
Yeah.
In fact, Steve, it was 300 and it's like 60. It's at 280.
No way. Holy moly.
I'm telling you, I'm now tempted to buy. Diane, I bought some when they were burning the cars.
That's right.
230, and it went to 350.
Yeah.
But I bailed because I'm chicken. But now I don't know if it goes down more today, because it's all emotion. There's nothing. It's a high risk stock, and it's volatile.
Yeah.
But if they make up, and it's just going to go right back up.
Well, and some of these social media posts talk about terminating Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. And when it comes to SpaceX, I mean, would Musk be, nervous about all of this?
Well, sure. I don't know. You're not going to hurt him too bad, but they're not going to do that.
Okay.
Trump won't do that. That's just not how moderate conservative thinks, and he's not going to. They don't get even. So Trump and Musk, you can't do what they did, Diane, getting even. That takes all your energy, loses focus, and whatever you were doing goes south. They don't do that. They may yell back and forth for a day, but you're not going to see Trump getting even with Musk or vice versa. So I think that's an interesting, what do you call that, Steve, political, I guess, show for us to watch. It's like, wow, hey, come here, look at this.
Yeah, right,
Like,
exactly. Yeah. Well, it definitely has been the conversation. John Decker, our guy on Thursday, was the guy that initiated the question in the Oval Office that got everything lit. So it was his question.
Wow. No, we'll have to talk to John, but I think the more sustaining story might be the cute little press secretary who bailed on the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty interesting because I wonder what's going to come out of that, because she was there, and now you hear him dissing her. Man, talk about loyalty is not a word the Democrats understand.
Well,
even Fetterman. He says, "Man, you guys are crazy."
Yeah,
I think Fetterman might go independent.
No. Well, he's a free speaker for sure. But the Karine Jean-Pierre, I mean, the publisher must have said, we can't sell books. You got to be an independent. So you dropped them like
that's
a
the name
rock.
of the book.
That's
now.
it. Yeah, independent's the name of the book. And then she says, wherever I go, people ask me, how do we save democracy? And I'm going, wait a minute. They're not asking you that. They're leftists if they're asking you that.
Right.
Come on, man.
They're really asking you, how did you deal with all the Biden stuff and what really happened? Who was really calling the shot?
Anyway, I thought,
by the way, she actually did pretty good. She just absolutely lied to her teeth through the whole thing, but she was very charismatic, I thought, and pretty quick on her feet. And they were saying she's incompetent and wasn't prepared, which, how do you prepare for that? I mean, someone's going to ask you, well, what was Biden doing? He wasn't doing that. And then with a straight face.
No, I know. No, and I think, in my opinion, it's the worst press secretary I've ever seen. But anyway,
I thought Psaki was worse. She drove me crazy.
Jen Psaki? Oh boy, yeah. She was quite a bit. I think
she was worse because she just was depressing. She just made you mad. This girl, she had some spring in her step anyway. Anyhow.
All right, Sam sent this. I wanted to read this back to the World War II and D-Day. Dwight David Eisenhower said, "Many thousands of men have died for such ideals, but these young boys were cut off in their prime. I devoutly hope that we will never again have to see such scenes as these." Talking about today. All right, Johnny, before I let you go, I wanted to play a clip. Here we go. We have ICE agents arresting illegal people that are criminals, but some that are here illegally. And so what they're doing, the Democrats said, and they're wearing masks, and that will never stand, and we need to identify. Well, they're threatening their families. So here's the head of ICE, one of the heads of ICE anyway, commenting on that part.
Why they wear masks? I'm going to answer the mask question. So, no, not the mask, the mask. So, a lot of agencies were invited to come out 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles where we ran an operation where ICE officers were doxxed. So let's just say that again. People are out there taking photos of the names, their faces, and posting them online with death threats to their family and themselves. So I'm sorry if people are offended by them wearing masks, but I'm not going to let my officers and agents go out there and put their lives on the line and their family on the line because people don't like what immigration enforcement is. They are wearing those masks because we ran an operation with the Secret Service where we arrested someone that was going online, taking their photos, posting their families, their kids' Instagram, their kids' Facebooks, and targeting them. So let me ask, is that the issue here, that we're just upset about the masks? Or is anyone upset with the fact that ICE officers' families were labeled terrorists?
Now they don't want to wear masks, right?
No. The party of electric cars burned Tesla. The party of masks now says no masks.
It's unbelievable.
And that's why it's clear there's a reason for it. And I'll bet you they'd rather not wear masks because that makes it even hotter. But it's exactly what they're doing.
But you're back to talking about you knew who the bad guy was. The ICE agents aren't the bad guys. Man,
Right.
What in the world are we doing?
Well, many on the left truly believe that they're the good guys and everyone else is the bad guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they've come to that conclusion. But as I've mentioned before, if you think that a guy can have a baby, then you could probably come to that conclusion. So when someone tells you there's nothing wrong with guys going in the girls' locker room, don't vote for that person. Don't vote for anybody who supports that person because their brain isn't working right, okay? It's just not something.
But if you don't get them to answer,
miswired.
if you don't get them to answer that question, if they admit to being woke, does being woke mean you believe all that stuff?
Well, you just have to think for yourself, but you just can't. I don't think you can pick a group and go with them without vetting the individual, whoever's going to do this, that, or the other, both sides. And right now the Dems have a problem because the people who don't believe all that are afraid to say anything because they'll get, quote, primaried by the big money on the far, far left that puts people in those primaries. And the Democrat, you remember, in Louisiana, it's an open primary. It's harder to put your guy in. But when you're in a Democrat or Republican primary, there's areas where a few people can probably figure out how to deliver the votes for that candidate and knock an incumbent out. And so it's a real threat to if you're in the business. And so that's why it shouldn't be a business. It should have term limits.
Yep.
So we go round and round and round.
Brother Johnny, final few minutes. 2 other quick sports things. I had never heard of Tyrese Halliburton until this last month when he's been winning all these games for the Indiana Pacers, who beat Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City last night by 1 on a last-second shot by Tyrese Halliburton. You follow the NBA closer than I do. Have you heard of him?
No, not really. I mean, I've heard of the MVP, but I can't even remember his name. The Kentucky guy, I think.
Okay. I don't know.
No, the Pelicans were so bad, they broke me, and I couldn't watch anybody.
Well, all right, that dovetails to the final thing. The New Orleans Saints are picked last 32nd in the NFL this year.
We need that. That's a silver lining because you can't. Hey, there's nothing to get nervous about, boy.
Yeah,
and you could get mad. It's a good sport to get mad in. So we're actually much better than that. We don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, that's a
and
problem.
we've got a good coach. But you know how
who's the new coach? Is who from Dallas? Was it Dallas?
Kellen Moore. No, he's Pittsburgh.
Kellen Moore.
Well, there you go. Pittsburgh now has acquired Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I thought maybe the Saints would jump on that a little bit. Maybe.
Well, they had the chance to. I don't know if he was not interested or what. But, yeah, that's where you have to have a guy like, I'm going to say Jalen Hurts, not Aaron anymore, but Aaron Rodgers, that kind of Mahomes-type player. That's your final 8 every year.
Yep.
Just no second rate. No really good quarterbacks get there. It's always these standout quarterbacks.
No,
It's such a
right. But everybody looks for them, and you don't know what becomes of your draft pick. You don't know. I don't know.
And it takes a while. You got to remember, too, there's a lot of them out there that never quite get over the hump because both Troy Aikman and Peyton Manning, I think, together in their very first year won 2 or 3 games.
Wow.
But they stuck with them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And some of these guys that get in there is like playing on the Dan Ryan Expressway, and they're out. Well, they don't get that commitment, and so we lose a lot of them. But then there's also this other fact, which is not many guys can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This article's also saying quarterback musical chairs and how this game continues.
I'm not sure Derek Carr was our guy either to take us, but he was better than what we have, I guess.
He was good, but he was one of those Mahomes guys, but he broke his leg like who's the guy in Washington where his leg got
boy, yeah, I know, yeah.
And so he never really came back from that. And he had a real bad few years with coaches coming and going in Las Vegas. I think if Gruden would have stayed there, we'd have heard more about Carr, but they bumped him on an email.
Talking about Joe Theismann, maybe the Washington Redskins.
Joe Theismann, that's the guy.
Brutal.
On Monday Night Football. Whew.
Yeah. It was back when Lawrence Taylor was using cocaine before the games, and he's kind of a wild man.
Yeah.
As Mike Ditka used to say, it's a collision game.
Yeah.
Wow.
No question. Well, Johnny, that'll end the week. We appreciate you being on.
All right, Stevie J, let's see what Tesla does today. I'm thinking maybe things will soften on their argument. I don't know. I don't know if Trump's going to keep going after him, but Elon's a little odd, Steve.
No, he's a genius, and he's certainly different. There's no doubt. But I thought it was all set up to kind of help Elon get his stuff back. And then when he dropped the Epstein list bomb, I said, okay, this isn't set up.
But then, later last night, someone said, you guys are stronger together, and he goes, well, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So everybody went to bed. So we'll see.
Well, somebody had said when Trump was talking about cutting billions of dollars he said, then Elon said, I'm decommissioning this immediately. And then some guy posted, you guys need to calm down and take a step back. And then Elon said, good idea. I'm not decommissioning it right now. So on we go on pure entertainment. That's for sure.
Well, it's something that you don't see every day.
No, my goodness. You just can't see that with any other president ever. Hey, thank you, Johnny. We'll talk on next week.
Diane. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. That's Brother Johnny down in New Orleans. ESPN 93.5 on this D-Day. 81 years since battle began to free Europe.
Right.
All right, the weather now. Meteorologist Greg Solier with a look at what's ahead.
Welcome everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and Memphis. Saturday, daily chances of spotty to widely scattered shower activity for today through early next week. Warmer, drier weather returns after that. 77 the forecast high for the day today with some areas of fog this morning and a straight late morning, more so afternoon shower thunderstorm with variable cloudy skies and light wind. Lingering shower chance this evening. Late night fog forms up low down to 59. Some areas of fog early tomorrow, then partly sunny. Again, a shower thunderstorm chance late morning, more so in the afternoon. Highs up around 80 as light winds continue on. Couple of showers, thunderstorms, better odds of coverages tomorrow night. Low down to 62, partly sunny and isolated shower and spots mainly in the afternoon on Sunday. And we'll do it again Monday. High temperatures on Sunday around 80, 78 on Monday. Then upper 70s on Tuesday, giving way to low to mid 80s Wednesday and Thursday. Mid to upper 80s, more humidity back in the air on Friday. And at the point, a couple of isolated and widely scattered showers, thunderstorms from time to time. We'll deal with that smoke and haze up aloft. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm Beetlejuice Greg Solgay.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family-owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
We have a Stever. It is from Bulldog Disposal. This is the canvas doggy bag you've seen all over the county. And it's from Bulldog Disposal. And if you'll text me doggy bag, you'll be in the running to win what I have, which is if it's a Champaign County residence, I'll get it home delivered. And then it just unfolds, and then you unfold it, and it keeps unfolding. Mm-hmm. And it'll hold a lot of junk. And you fill it up. Phil will come and get it. I'll pay for that. So it's like a $220 deal. I'll pay for it all. If you can get organized, you'll feel so much better. You'll throw away all the junk that you have that you can't recycle or you can't sell or donate to Salt and Light or something.
That's right.
Then throw it in the bag and get rid of her. You'll really be excited when you clean that corner out of that garage with a doggy bag.
Text in doggy bag 217-359-2255.
All right, doggy bag to 217-359-2255 if you want a free $220 prize today and get organized. There's no rush. You will have however long you have to fill that thing. Your spouse will want you to get it out of the yard. So you want to get her done. Mm-hmm. You'll feel so much better. All right, that's what we got going for you. If you would like, text in, and good luck. It's 8 o'clock and time for the news.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
A little less hiring than April, a little more than expected. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is in the jobs report just out for May.
139,000 is the non-farm payrolls number. The street was looking for 130,000. The unemployment rate stayed the same, 4.2%.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni, she mentioned beating Wall Street's estimates while stock futures are rising about 300 points for the Dow. President Trump wrote on Truth Social before the report, income is up, gasoline is cheap, inflation is dead, our country is booming. There's no Trump post, though, today about Elon Musk, following the public feud that the two got into after Musk's railing against the massive budget bill the president calls big and beautiful.
There was some reporting today about the possibility of a Trump and Elon Musk phone call to make nice. Aides are telling me that is not something they are tracking. It's possible that some staffers might try to talk to Musk, but no Trump and Musk call.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House also has an update on that Tesla that the president famously bought while Musk, the CEO, was leading the Trump Doge effort to make federal spending cuts.
We're told that Tesla, still sitting there, the red Tesla with Florida tags, is either going to be given away or sold off. And we are told that it was about a month that Elon Musk was wearing thin on Trump. So this was not a sudden exit and then blow up.
The day after President Trump's call with China's leader trying to end a trade war filled with high tariffs, counselor to the president, Peter Navarro, just told Fox Business.
There was a clear mandate between and understanding between the two presidents.
So he says a U.S.-China meeting will happen within the next week. It's been 3 weeks now since that big jailbreak in New Orleans, and 2 of the 10 who escaped are still on the run. Antoine Massey and Derek Groves. He's a convicted murderer. So is Grant Hardin. And he's also still a fugitive, 12 days after the former police chief broke out of an Arkansas prison. America's listening to Fox News.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in focus and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
2815 Old Jacksonville, Springfield. CordellCordell.com.
Russia has hit Ukraine with a new barrage of drones and missiles. More than 400 overnight, doing damage in 6 regions of Ukraine, killing at least 3 people, days after that massive Ukraine attack deep inside Russia. On this day in 1944, there was even more fierce fighting. It was on the beaches of Normandy, France. D-Day was underway, and this morning a commemoration remembering that day, with nearly 24 surviving veterans who fought that battle returning.
The 81st anniversary of the D-Day landing during World War II was marked by Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth at the American Cemetery in Normandy, France. He praised the soldiers who fought in the invasion.
Hard men forged for hard times. Ordinary men who mustered extraordinary courage.
Veterans and thousands of onlookers attended the commemoration, which included parachute jumps, flyovers, parades, and other events. More than 4,000 Allied troops were killed in the invasion on June 6, 1944, which was a pivotal moment in the war that eventually led to the collapse of Adolf Hitler's regime. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Harvard has won a round in court fighting the Trump administration's crackdown over allegations the university has allowed anti-Semitism to thrive on campus. A federal judge has blocked the president's order to block Harvard from enrolling new foreign students. Same old in the NBA playoffs for the Indiana Pacers. Another comeback win in game one of the finals.
Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 0.3 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC. Tyrese Halliburton does it again.
That won it for the Pacers, rallying from down 15 in the fourth quarter to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 111-110 on ABC. It's the fourth time this postseason that Halliburton has hit a last-second game-winning or tying shot. Game 2 between Oklahoma City and Indiana is Sunday night. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Department of Natural Resources inviting residents to fish for free later this month. IDNR is set June 13th to the 16th as Illinois Free Fishing Days for this year. During those 4 days, anglers can fish without purchasing a fishing license, salmon stamp, or inland trout stamp in the state of Illinois. The goal is for non-anglers to discover or rediscover the fun of fishing. On Wednesday, Champaign Fire Chief Andy Kornstrom announced he intends to retire in July, but it doesn't mean he'll be leaving Champaign County. John Brown, Savoy's president, confirming Kornstrom will be taking over as village administrator in Savoy. Man accused of stabbing 8-year-old boy in Rantoul identified. Police say Henry Carr arrested following the domestic incident Tuesday in the 1200 block of Falcon Drive. He was taken to Champaign County Correctional Center on preliminary charges of aggravated domestic battery. The child remains hospitalized. Carr reportedly in a relationship with the boy's mother. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
I bet since you were at the big pork council, you're probably pretty tired by Friday, huh?
Yeah, that's a little bit of drive. That's a long drive back into from my part of the world to Des Moines.
Des Moines,
so,
what, five or 6
yeah, we made
hours?
some stops and all that. You know,
Five-
just took our
5
time
hours,
going
maybe?
out. Pardon me?
5 hours? I don't know.
5:22 going out because they had to deal with severe weather in eastern Iowa, parts of northern Illinois, and then coming back probably closer to about 4.5, 4 3/4. So.
Well, they appreciated you there. You going to the big dairy conference in Madison?
Well, that's World Dairy Expo. I believe that is in October. Then we have coming up in July, not Half Century, Penfield I&I Equipment Show there in Penfield. Then Half Century is at Decatur. No, Rantoul, and then at Decatur is Farm Progress, and that's
busy
in the last week of August.
Busy man. Meteorologist Greg Solier now with our weather forecast for our weekend around Champaign County, sir.
Yeah, and hopefully be able to meet folks as we did out there in Iowa the past couple of days. But back into the homestead and the weather office at 64 now at Willard and Savoy, same at Rantoul and Danville. And we're in this dense fog advisory through Vermilion County back to the Illinois, south past I-70 and back up along the Illinois-Indiana line. South of here, south of I-70 towards I-64. Some big storms down there towards Carbondale and points east of the current time, and more big rain southeastern plains of lower Mississippi Valley. We'll be on the northern extent of these systems here going forward for the next several days, but gradually warmer, drier weather takes hold by early next week. So pay heed to the dense fog advisories with readings of 64 as mentioned, and visibilities at 1 1/8 and some fractions of a mile in open rural areas for now. Otherwise, variably cloudy skies once the fog burns off. An isolated late morning or more likely afternoon shower or thunderstorm in a couple of spots. That's it. Not widespread. 77 down at 59 for tonight. Lingering shower chances. Maybe an afternoon thunderstorm. Morning and late afternoon tomorrow. Sunday, Monday, we'll start with some fog again tomorrow. Highs up near 80. A forecast high near 80 again on Sunday. Upper 70s Monday and Tuesday, but we start drier weather Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Highs back into the 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Very happy to welcome from OSF a board-certified gastroenterologist, Dr. Omar, is it Kokar, Doctor?
Kokar, you got it, sir.
Dr. Omar Kokar. So you're the man that'll do the colonoscopy, huh?
That's right.
Okay. We all know how important it is, but to tell us about what age do you like to do colonoscopies on, I think, men and women these days, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, all comers, no gender preference, and the guideline age now to begin screening for someone who's average risk is age 45. Now, if you have a higher risk, which would be a family history of colon cancer or a family history of polyps or a personal history of inflammatory bowel disease, you are now at high risk, which means you would start being screened even sooner, say age 40 or age 35, depending on your individual profile.
So why and how is gut health so important, and how do I do it?
That's a great question, and it's really the cutting edge of a lot of fascinating research of note recently. And what we're learning is that about 20 years ago, our understanding was really one-sided traffic between the brain and the gut, meaning that if you feel butterflies in your stomach or all these terms that we use, that I'm nervous or, ooh, I've got butterflies in my stomach or this or that, it means that your brain or your mood might inform your GI activity, meaning that you, before a big talk, you might get the runs. Or if you're stressed out, you get constipated. It's very common in females. But what we're learning now about gut health is that that directionality between the brain and the gut is actually bidirectional. And what I mean by that is that we now have very compelling, good quality data that shows that your gut microbiome may be responsible for a number of other things with your health, including mental health, appetite control, physical activity, athletic performance, sleep, and even mood.
Okay, so vegetables? Am I supposed to OD on vegetables?
That is a great question. And so I wouldn't OD on anything. I think it's important to have a balanced approach. And, you know, we're all sort of stuck in the 1980s food groups, but our food and the way we consume our food has really evolved in the last 30 years with the advent of Costco and Walmart and fast food and what have you. And so what I generally tell folks, and what I've told my own children at home, is that we should focus more on whole foods as opposed to something we call UPF, which is ultra-processed food. So what is an ultra-processed food? Without getting into the molecular part of it, just think of it as something that came out of a box or a wrapper or a can with a barcode on it with more than 10 ingredients. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's easy to determine.
does.
Look at the back of it. The darn thing. They all have 50 ingredients. Yeah. Well, we gotten into so much processed food and sugar and all these things. Average human, I think, in America eats, half a pound to a pound of sugar a day in that processed stuff. So I guess it starts with the diet. I mean, if you think about how poorly we eat in the drive-thrus and the stuff, aren't we kind of what we eat?
You nailed it. That is the Daily Double on Jeopardy. You are exactly right. And what I like to point to people is a study that they did in Atlanta and in Cape Town where they took subjects in both of those cities and they actually flipped their diets perfectly for 2 weeks. So what do you think happened? The folks in Atlanta felt better, and the folks in Cape Town felt absolutely terrible after eating a standard American diet.
Yeah.
But what was more provocative was that when they did biopsy samples of their GI lining in the African cohort, even as quickly as 2 weeks, they had increased expression of pro-inflammatory and pro-carcinogenic markers.
Wow. Well, you're making it sound rather easier, Dr. Omar Kokar, MD, board-certified gastroenterologist. So you could help people. You just know this stuff so well. I mean, you could get into gas and having gas.
Bloating.
I mean, healthy
heartburn.
poop. How many times should a person go number 2, doctor, in a day?
Well, everyone's different, so it just depends. But what I will tell you is that once a week ain't enough.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those people, it happens.
Really?
And all the time, and they think it's normal, and it's not.
Right.
You know, fecal material is a byproduct of what we eat after absorbing all the good stuff and getting rid of all the bad. So you got to expel that out of your system and get it out of you. And everybody out there, among your listeners, and yourselves might be included, nothing feels better than dropping the 8-inch log. Am I right?
Yes, no, you're right. The relief, there's no doubt about it. And as far as bloating, heartburn, everything's connected to the food we intake. Correct? I mean, it's all tied together.
Well, it's connected to the food that we eat, but it's also connected to how well you evacuate. So meaning
Okay,
that you're 24
yeah.
feet from top to bottom. And if your bottom part is plugged up and you're constipated, that's going to result in all the gases staying up in your small bowel and in your stomach, and you're going to be bloated. And then the acid also in your stomach can't go down the right direction. It comes up the wrong direction. So it's really a function of not only what you eat, but also of basic plumbing.
Okay, so how long have you been doing radio?
How long have I been doing radio?
Mm-hmm.
In my dreams, all my life.
I mean, really, you sound so good on the air.
Very natural.
No, you're very good. You explain it very easily. It's easy to consume. Dr. Omar Khokar, Khokar. If I want to see you, is that possible?
I would be honored to see you.
I mean, how does a person get hold of you and get an appointment?
Well, it's a multi-layered process that goes through several security checks, but ultimately it is possible. No, it's very straightforward. Depending on who your primary care provider is, you can enter a referral. We are Illinois Gastro Health, affiliated with OSF Healthcare in Bloomington. We also offer televisits. So if you're over in the Champaign market and you don't want to drive 45 minutes over, we get to do a FaceTime consultation, which is really a nice service because being in central Illinois, we can improve our catchment area. And so that's also a possibility.
Well, you're terrific at what you do. I can
And you
tell.
can learn more at osfhealthcare.org.
And Dr. Omar, I looked you up, a handsome man, but I saw your family. 3 daughters?
I have 2 daughters and a young mini-me, my son, who's 8 years old.
I saw him on your lap. You're sitting somewhere in some arena. I couldn't tell. I had a cap on or something. I will say this. Not only is Dr. Omar Khokar, board-certified gastroenterologist, terrific doctor, it sounds, but also a salesman. You married far over your head, sir. Far over your head.
Congratulations.
Wow.
I did. Yes, I did. And, yep, always good to remember where you are and where you came from.
Well, your wife is beautiful, your family's beautiful, and you're very knowledgeable. We'd love to have you back again sometime. I think when you talk about gut health and the problems people have therein, which is going to be most of us because of what we eat, people.
Yes, and staying hydrated.
Oh, my gosh.
I would be delighted to join you anytime. I love sharing what I know with everybody so we can all fart away, poop away, and live a happier life.
Well, I can just see you now. Ladies and gentlemen, Double Jeopardy, the colon. How much would you like to wager,
That's
Doctor?
right.
You could make some money if it was the colon. There's no doubt. And listen, thank you for being on. Nice to meet you. Good work.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure.
Omar Khokar is an MD, board-certified gastroenterologist from OSF Healthcare.
osfhealthcare.org.
It was good.
I learned something.
Well, yeah.
It's something we don't really think about because it's awkward. And
Well, it can be, but I didn't.
Going number 2.
I didn't know people thought pooping once a week was normal.
I remember a
Oh,
time
boy.
at EIU where there was somebody who had issues like that and opened up to me about
once
that.
a
I'm like,
week?
that is not normal.
Well, it's also not comfortable.
Right.
Wow. Okay, so there you have it. How often do you get to hear about poop on the radio? So this guy, I think I would totally go to him.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see. The events of 2020 dramatically altered the economic landscape. Millions of consumers created new online buying behaviors, that's for sure. In many families, online groceries, apparel, entertainment shopping, it's all been there. Well, in recognition of Internet Safety Month in June, did you know it was Internet Safety Month?
No.
Busey highlights some tips to help you protect yourself from online fraud. Keep your computers and mobile devices up to date. Set strong passwords. And as I've mentioned before, ABCD is not a strong password.
Okay.
There you go to the bank, rush to the bank.
Meaning to
You got
change
Diane's
that.
new code, ABCD. Watch out for phishing scams where criminals use fraudulent emails and websites to gather personal information from you, the victim. Keep personal information personal. Secure your internet connection with a password. Shop safely. Ensure the web address begins with HTTPS, and read the site's privacy policies, which nobody's ever read. With constant changes in technology, there's always new ways for risks. The best way to protect yourself is to be proactive. Busey wants you to be informed. Just go and look at their blog, Money Matters. It's at Busey.com. Stay informed. Find further resources about online safety. All from your friends from Busey, member FDIC.
How's the weather going to be for the CU Autism Network walk tomorrow?
Well, get everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign and Memphis. Saturday, daily chances of spotty to widely scattered shower activity for today through early next week. Warmer, drier weather returns after that. 77 the forecast high for the day today with some areas of fog this morning and a straight late morning, more so afternoon. Shower thunderstorm with variable cloudy skies and light wind. Lingering shower chance this evening. Late night fog forms up low down to 59. Some areas of fog early tomorrow, then partly sunny. Again, a shower thunderstorm chance late morning, more so in the afternoon. Highs up around 80 as light winds continue on. Couple of showers, thunderstorms, better odds of coverages tomorrow night. Low down to 62. Partly sunny and isolated shower spots mainly in the afternoon on Sunday. And we'll do it again Monday. High temperatures on Sunday around 80, 78 on Monday. Then upper 70s on Tuesday, giving way to low to mid 80s Wednesday and Thursday. Mid to upper 80s, more humidity back in the air on Friday. And at the point, a couple of isolated and widely scattered showers, thunderstorms from time to time. We'll deal with that smoke and haze up aloft. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm Beetlejuice Greg Solgate.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Job growth was stronger than expected last month. There were 139,000 new jobs created in May. Economists were predicting 130,000. The unemployment rate held at 4.2%. As expected, employment increased in May in healthcare, leisure and hospitality, and social assistance. The federal government continued to lose jobs. Tesla shares recovering some ground, up more than 4% after falling 14% yesterday on the public feud between CEO Elon Musk and President Trump. Lululemon says tariffs are impacting its business. It's lowering its forecast for the year. The company says it will be very intentional in its decisions on whether to raise prices. Lululemon shares are down 20%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Hey Illini fans, it's Luke Altmaier here, starting quarterback for your Fighting Illini football team.
Get to him, he's going to run right, he's in, touchdown, touchdown, Illinois, Luke Altmaier, what a throw by Altmaier.
Altmaier's big time. We invite you to be a part of the action this year at Memorial Stadium. After a 10-win season and a Citrus Bowl victory, get your season tickets now for 2025 and make this season unforgettable.
At F&B Wealth Management, it's not just about numbers, it's about people and communities. Hi, I'm Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank and F&B Wealth Management. Our team is united by a shared passion for helping you achieve your financial goals. We are equipped and eager to work together to craft personalized financial solutions just for you, including retirement planning, risk management through life insurance, long-term care insurance planning, and investment advisory services. Together, we will celebrate milestones, navigate life's transitions, and build a financial future that reflects your values. Experience the difference of a team that truly cares. Visit investwithfnb.com to learn more about dedicated advisors and start your journey toward a financial confidence today.
F&B Wealth Management is a division of Fisher National Bank. F&B securities are not insured by the FDIC, not a deposit or other obligation of or guaranteed by the depository institution. Subject to investment risks, including possible loss of the principal amount invested. Securities, insurance, and investment advisory services are offered through Midwestern Securities Trading Company, LLC, MSTC. Member FINRA, SIPC. MSTC and FNB are not affiliated.
F&B Wealth Management, supporting exceptional communities full of exceptional people.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work.
We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papa Del's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheeseburgers, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. We're flooring people.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know, with like Lands Inc., we specialize in, we've got an amazing HVAC department that takes care of your furnace, you know, your heat system, air conditioning, they do
pumps,
that. And for us in Underground, we take care of all your pipes that come into your home, leave your home, and work around your home to keep it dry, you know, your drainage system, sump pumps, things like that. And exactly what you said, if you don't know, you know, a couple decades ago, it was more like, oh, something broke, go fix it, repair it, no big deal. Well, now with the technology, we have cameras, like you said, that we can come in on these orange comfort clubs, and we can camera your sewer lines underneath your house and check them out just to make sure they're fine. If there's something wrong with it, we can show you right then. You know, truth is in seeing it. We show it to you, and then you can plan as a homeowner for making those repairs or dealing with that issue later on. If it's an immediate need, at least you're not caught off surprise.
That sewer camera inspection with a proper clean out. I was just learning more at landsinc.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Dr. Zishan Ahmad, he's with OSF Pain and Spine Center. So people want a good guy to talk to about some pain they've been struggling with. They've been other places. Maybe you have some answers.
I think that's a great idea because I've seen some misconceptions in many patients. You know, many patients think that physical therapy is a punishment of some kind. No, it is to develop the back and it is to develop the strength of the spine and help with the pain. And so it is good to go to therapy. The other misconception which I educate patients about injections. Many people think that injections just a band-aid, but no. Many times we are trying to find the source of pain, so we do this fluoroscopy guided injections to inject in a particular place, and if the patient do feel better, it gives us a diagnosis too. Patient can come and talk to me and I'll educate them.
Can I get an appointment with you? Or do I just call OSF, or how does that work?
Just call 217-337-3045 and our staff will help.
So today's offer, I'm giving away a doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal. This is great for cleaning it up. Maybe you've got a family reunion coming up or something, and you're at the park and you just got too much trash for what they can handle. Take your own little bug. Heck yeah, that'd probably work.
It's pretty cool, just unfolding it, and it's easy pickup. This flexible rental terms. I'm on BulldogDisposalService.com right now, but it's amazing, this bag, how it unfolds.
And how strong it is.
Yeah.
It's held up to 2,000 pounds. That's a ton. It's a ton.
Right.
So 217-359-2255 with the bag delivered to your home if you're in Champaign County. It's a $220 value. And I'm giving one away.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in being in the loop and having a chance, 217-359-2255. Just text in doggy bag. All right, events for the weekend. Diane Ducey knows all of them.
Well, actually, Tolono Fun Day uses bulldog disposal, and we have our Boy Scouts walking around West Side Park for our festival that's happening June 27th and 28th, and they come over with the big bags full of trash and throw it in our bulldog disposal bag over by the Scout Cabin, and it's easy pickup after our festival is over. It's Tolono Fun Day that's bringing on the circus, and it's coming to East Side Park in my neighborhood with show times at 2 and 4:30. If you want to see the big top unraveled and poked up right in the middle of East Side Park, that's happening at 9:30 with a free program. So you might want to take note of that. You can go to 4 businesses by the end of the day today to get early bird tickets and save like $3. But if you walk up, it's $16 for adults and $9 for kids and seniors 65 and up to check out the circus that's in town tomorrow. I'll start my day with Aiden, and we'll go to the CU Autism Network walk happening at the Champaign County Fairgrounds between 11 and 1:30. And really, it's a lot about the raffles and the things that you can get involved with. So you can poke around at the Champaign County Fairgrounds tomorrow morning, and you'll want to wrap up your day playing bingo and helping out the Champaign County Freedom Celebration behind Old Orchard at the Elks Club. Doors open at 5, and the bingo starts at 6.
So in other words, you've got nothing for Diane Ducey to be home.
A little on the busy side.
Feet on the couch, just relaxing all day long.
But to me, at a fun day planning meeting yesterday, coming out of there, my friend Vicky was like, Diane, do you feel like you're doing a little too much? And I said, the thing is, I really enjoy all of this.
That's great.
And to me, it's, I'm doing these bursts of announcements.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm running the show and bringing in everything.
You just enjoy microphone work? Good for you.
I love it.
It's awesome.
And I love promoting things in our community.
Here we go. She does the best job, folks. 8:30.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. No plans for a President Trump call with Elon Musk. That's the word from a White House source after their relationship blew up publicly and got personal.
Disappointed in Elon.
Musk calling the big, beautiful budget bill pork spending, and then Trump threats to cut Musk government contracts. Musk's threat to decommission his Dragon space vehicle, topped by Musk claiming Trump is in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking files. Senator Ted Cruz tells Fox's Hannity.
President Trump is absolutely right. We have to get this one big, beautiful bill passed, and we're going to. But Elon is absolutely right that we need to make the bill better, and I think the Senate is going to. We need to cut more spending.
The Justice Department probe into auto pen pardons finds former President Biden signed only one by hand in his last days in office for son Hunter. The Labor Department reports 139,000 new jobs in May in health, leisure, and hospitality. America is listening to Fox News.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do installation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance, and they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today. 217-586-3863. Or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, all you backyard chefs and grill gurus, barbecue season is here, and I know that you're anxious to fire up that smoker or grill, but your yard needs mowed. Yes, your wife is getting hangry, but that grass isn't going to cut itself. What's an aspiring pitmaster going to do? Get the world's fastest mower, of course, a Dixie chopper from Dedicated Diesel in Urbana. They carry a full line of Dixie choppers from the Z2 and Magnum residential models up to the big Excalibur and classic commercial machines that can mow nearly 8 acres an hour. This is award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstott, and whether I'm cooking low and slow or hot and fast, I always have time to savor the flavor because my mowing time is cut down by Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest mower. Get your Dixie Chopper at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, 217-328-0562.
Here's a look at local news. On Wednesday, Champaign Fire Chief Andy Kornstrom announced he intends to retire in July, but it doesn't mean he'll be leaving Champaign County. John Brown, Savoy's president, confirming Kornstrom will be taking over as village administrator in Savoy. Man accused of stabbing 8-year-old boy in Rantoul identified. Police say Henry Carr arrested following the domestic incident Tuesday in the 1200 block of Falcon Drive. He was taken to Champaign County Correctional Center on preliminary charges of aggravated domestic battery. The child remains hospitalized. Carr reportedly in a relationship with the boy's mother. Illinois Department of Natural Resources inviting residents to fish for free later this month. IDNR is set June 13th through the 16th as Illinois Free Fishing Days for this year. During those 4 days, anglers can fish without purchasing a fishing license, salmon stamp, or inland trout stamp in the state of Illinois. The goal is for non-anglers to discover or rediscover the fun of fishing. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
We're back. We have Paul Reekin from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World on the air. Paul, what makes buying an appliance at Dick Van Dyke so special?
Well, Chris, it all starts with our service department. We have an in-house service team that's second to none. And Chris, is that a dog in the back?
Max, keep it down. Have a snack, buddy. Go ahead, Paul.
With our in-house service team, we have our free 10-year protection plan included on most appliance purchases.
Paul, sorry. Let me close the window here.
Should we start over? Or?
Nope, we are on the air.
All right, so with our free protection plan, we also give you a lifetime discount on the service call even after the 10 years runs out.
Hey, cut it out for a second. Sorry, Paul, I have a basement remodel going on. Did you say a service call discount for the life of the appliance? Uninterrupted discounted service?
Uninterrupted discounted service.
For the life of the appliance. Uninterrupted, huh? I like that.
No interruptions. The kind of service that makes Dad say, wow.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Neighborhood Nights with the Urbana Park District will feature different bands every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8 p.m., performing in various Urbana parks presented by The Music Shop.
On Wednesday, June 11th, come to Lake House Park and check out Painkillers Blues Band.
There's free popcorn and lemonade, along with fun activities and community resources. Bring your lawn chair out Wednesdays throughout the summer starting at 6:30. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Areas of fog around here through the early to mid-morning hour, then variably cloudy skies. Again, a stray shower thunderstorm popping up later this afternoon in particular. Highs around 77. Light wind down tonight to a low of 59. It'll be a stray shower, maybe thunderstorm this evening, and areas of late-night fog. Tomorrow, kind of a foggy, dewy start to the day, then partly sunny again. Shower thunderstorm chance for the late morning, more so in the afternoon. Highs up around 80. Light variable wind. For tomorrow night, scattered showers, thunderstorms down to 62. And again, small chance for a fleeting late morning morning and afternoon shower on Sunday and Monday. Partly sunny skies near 80 on Sunday, 78 on Monday. Back into warmer, drier conditions as high pressure builds in aloft from the west and northwest. Sunny to partly cloudy skies, highs up around 80 on Tuesday. Next Wednesday and Thursday, low and maybe some middle 80s back into next Friday. And with it, an isolated to widely scattered showers, thunderstorms, and some areas of haze and smoke from time to time as well. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Tim Culver, owner and president of Classic Plumbing and Air.
A plumber is a person that is well-rounded. They have education, they have experience, and they are versed in more than only one phase of plumbing. A plumber is someone that has experience in all three phases, and they understand how all three of these plumbing aspects work together as well.
Was in the heating and air conditioning business for approximately 30 years and then retired in 2021. So I came out of retirement because I'm very big on taking care of our local community. The most satisfying part of my job is when I know that I've done the right thing for the customer, taking care of the customer's happy, and when I walk out the door that I'm not afraid to put a sign out in front of their house that says, "This job was done by Chuck Thompson, Classic Plumbing and Air."
Visit them at classicplum.com.
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Make sure you do something on June 6th today, because you need to know more about what happened on this day 81 years ago. Why is it important? Well, those that fail to learn from history repeat it. And we were stopping the evil Nazi regime. And we started that assault to free Europe this day 81 years ago. And there's still 25 World War II veterans that are actually at the ceremony in Normandy, France. And it's unbelievable. Hitler, on the run after this, started, and that was the beginning of the end. And then, of course, we had to figure out Japan, which was really hard because they refused to surrender. And there's a spot in Hawaii on the USS Missouri that has the plate where Douglas MacArthur was there taking the papers from the Japanese premier, chancellor, president, whatever they're called, and the table where they signed the surrender finally.
The peace treaty.
Finally. And I think the deal was they could never have military again, and we would protect them. We still do. We have a base, in Okinawa? Anyway, it's an important day in American history, to be sure. It was greatest generation, they called that bunch of people. And those that were brave enough to storm Omaha Beach and all the other beaches. Would we have Juneau too? Anyway, there are a lot of beaches we stormed, but the Americans had some pretty tough ones. And with the German crossfire and the way they'd set everything up in the bluffs, it was nearly impossible. They just had to overwhelm them with people, which is what they did. But just like the old days, and you see some of the early muskets, and they just formed, and the Union Army would just move forward, and you'd kill all of them, but you couldn't get the guys behind them. I mean, who goes in the first wave? A lot of 18-year-olds, a lot of 19-year-olds, and a lot of kids younger because they lied about their age because they wanted to serve their country.
Yeah.
The patriotism was overwhelming, but yet we got tired toward the end with Japan and raising money and selling bonds and all the stuff we did because people were weary of a 4-year war continuing. And there was talk we would go door to door in Tokyo, and they figured America would lose 1 million soldiers if we did that. That's how tough the Japanese were. And so that's where Harry Truman said, okay, we're We're dropping the bomb, the atomic bomb. We're going to drop that this week, next week, the next week, the next week. There were more than 2 scheduled, not just, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. There was another one the next week.
Man.
And they said enough. They hundreds of thousands, I think, died.
The incredible courage of our soldiers. It's just mind-boggling to think about this happening.
And
I've
been to the in Nagasaki, Japan. I've been to the ground zero where the atomic bomb hit Nagasaki, which was second after Hiroshima. It was Hiroshima, then the next week Nagasaki, the next week there was another one, the next week they we're going to keep bombing till you quit. And I think hundreds of thousands died. And so you see some of those images. The only thing you leave praying is that we never ever do that again. It's tremendous human suffering, but war is hell. So we remember 81 years ago today, D-Day, for our brave people, June 6, 1944.
Racing, racing, racing! Farmer City Raceway is your local award-winning dirt track with exciting Friday night lights illuminating the late models and modifieds going for the checkered flag for the win. Make arrangements to get in on the camping with great price points for pit passes and young fans, as well as veterans. Friday nights, the hot laps start at 6:30, then qualifying and racing action. Don't miss out on the fun at Farmer City Raceway. For details, visit farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Hi, this is Les Hovland with Philo Exchange Bank. At our banks, we know the hearts of our communities beat with the rhythm of agriculture. Ag lending continues to be something we've excelled at for over 140 years. To you, the farmer, your business has been built on trusted relationships. When it comes to your banking relationship, we want to be your trusted partner.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Yeah, the bombings at Hiroshima, August 6, 1945, then 3 days later, Nagasaki, August 9, 1945, 70 to 80,000 people died immediately. Nagasaki, about 40,000 died immediately. After everything, long-term illness, all the other things that combined, 210,000 people in those 2 bombings that finally ultimately ended World War II. And, of course, these are estimates because a whole lot of stuff got destroyed, so it's hard to exactly know. All right, we checked your sports headlines. 8:47 is the time on the clock. Let's check Diane Ducey.
Well, this headline says money was never an issue with the deal with Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1 year offer just less than $20 million on that.
The quarterbacks, all the stars are 50 plus.
I know.
20's like.
But he's 41.
Dollar General. Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Stevie. I'm sure you'd appreciate hearing that.
Let's put our Dollar General quarterback in there. Hey, old man, get in there. You're quarterback today.
Okay. But I was hearing all about it yesterday when that deal was struck. And then I feel like it's just like a lot of things.
I'm going to watch him.
I'm going to watch
flash
in the pan.
I'm going to watch Aaron Rodgers play.
Okay.
I'm interested. I've always liked him. He's definitely 41. But can he help Pittsburgh? He'll probably be a run offense first. Isn't that their coach is kind of a defensive coordinator? And we'll see what happens. But will Pittsburgh be able to do well with Aaron Rodgers, the oldest quarterback, starting maybe now? Probably.
Maybe. Yeah. So we also had Tyrese Halliburton definitely trending with that shot with 0.3 seconds left. His fourth winning shot in the postseason as the Pacers beat Oklahoma City 111-110 in Game 1 yesterday. Pacers trailed by 15 in the fourth quarter. Sunday on NBC at 7 o'clock is when the NBA series continues. Stanley Cup Finals tonight, Florida and Edmonton. Oilers up 1-0 in that. As far as the St. Louis Cardinals, they've got the LA Dodgers with the 7:15 start here on ESPN 93.5.
Well, I tell you what, though, A&R has been such an amazing, impactful company. Your grandfather, your dad, you've all gone through stuff. And your secret is what, John?
Well, I mean, you have to trust that you're doing the right thing, first of all, and you got to surround yourself with good people. And I think over the years we've had some really good people that have been part of A&R, and we owe a lot of our success, if not all of it, to those people.
Neil, you could say A&R has built a great part of Champaign-Urbana. It's about people. Can you explain the culture, why people would want to work at A&R?
We've had several families where we've gone even 3 generations, and these guys are long-term employees. They want to stay with us, and it's rewarding to know that they want to be with us. We have their backs. They have our backs, and that's a unique perspective, I think, from anybody this day and age.
I'm positive because you're such a solid company. A&R Mechanical, a thriving leader 100 years later.
Neighborhood Nights with the Urbana Park District will feature different bands every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8 p.m., performing in various Urbana parks presented by the Music Shop.
On Wednesday, June 11th, come to Lake House Park and check out Painkillers Blues Band.
There's free popcorn and lemonade, along with fun activities and community resources. Bring your lawn chair out Wednesdays throughout the summer starting at 6:30. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your number one sports bar and grill is Pia's. Head to 1609 West Springfield Avenue to watch all your favorite sports teams play on the big screen TVs as you enjoy great drink specials and the famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger. With the slot machines, darts, video, golf, and outdoor beer garden, meet your friends at Pia's since 1975. Open mornings at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. See you at Pia's.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Areas of fog around here through the early to mid-morning hour, then variably cloudy skies. Again, a stray shower thunderstorm popping up later this afternoon. In particular, highs around 77. Light wind down tonight to a low of 59. It'll be a stray shower, maybe a thunderstorm this evening, and areas of late-night fog. Tomorrow, kind of a foggy, dewy start to the day, then partly sunny again. Shower thunderstorm chance for the late morning, more so in the afternoon. Highs up around 80, light variable wind. For tomorrow night, scattered showers, thunderstorms down to 62, and again, small chance for a fleeting late morning and afternoon shower on Sunday and Monday. Partly sunny skies near 80 on Sunday, 78 on Monday. Back into warmer, drier conditions as high pressure builds in aloft from the west and northwest. Sunny to partly cloudy skies. Highs up around 80 on Tuesday. Next Wednesday and Thursday, low and maybe some middle 80s back into next Friday. And with it an isolated, widely scattered showers, thunderstorms, and some areas of haze and smoke from time to time as well. For CBJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Jesse with Lands Drain Cleaning. Do you have your sewer line cleaned every year? Are you constantly getting roots or blockages? Why deal with that headache year after year? Call Lands Drain Cleaning today at 217-355-5512 to have our expert staff come out, clean your line. We give you a free camera inspection, show you what's wrong, where it's at, and then we can offer you a repair for that problem so you don't have to deal with it again. Lands Drain Cleaning. Why call anyone else?
Alrighty, well, we sure appreciate you all listening. We'll be, hold on. We'll be back on Monday, God willing.
Yes.
And the boys this afternoon, they were bumped yesterday because the Cardinal unexpected doubleheader.
Don't forget, we got a deal with Bulldog, 217-359-2255. Bulldog Disposal. You could have the doggy bag as you text in doggy bag to do some spring cleaning and get her done.
I'm telling you, you think you don't need it until you get it.
Exactly.
And then you go, man, I need to get another one. I see Bulldoggy bags all over the place
Me
now.
too.
Yeah, we've been pushing this pretty hard for a number of years, but they're very effective. I think our family used 5 of them last year.
Yeah.
So we're on it again. We have one currently over Johnny's house. So yeah, it's helpful.
Great for the cleanup.
No question. I ripped out some stairs, patio stairs, and crowbarred it and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Put it in the doggy bag.
That's it.
Boom, done. So if you're interested, I pay for the whole thing. $220 is the value. They'll bring you the doggy bag, and do you call when you're done? And
yeah.
It's kind of a field trip when they bring the crane and lift that thing because nobody knows if it's going to tear. So it's kind of exciting.
How much weight do you have in there?
You're watching trapeze artists or something.
Exactly.
So yeah, enjoy the weekend. We've got all kinds of things around the town. I think the weather's going to hold up pretty well.
Yeah, and in and out of showers. That's all good.
Yeah,
Whatever.
And I think because we ultimately have not received much more than half an inch around here.
Mhm.
Farmers need a little more, they say. So
Okay.
And then you've got 80s next week. And you know what? Before we know it, we're talking about that kickoff Illinois Friday night football.
Heck yeah.
Last Friday of August. Yeah, move to Friday night because TV.
Yeah.
Because TV gets you more exposure.
That's right.
And it's it's here, man. And we got a team now. We're going to be, the thought of Illinois football is actually playoff. And I think of Jim Mora and the Saints.
Nice.
Playoffs? Playoffs?
Okay.
But we hope that the Illini can hang in there as many weeks as we can because you can't lose more than one to really seriously. You got to lose like one. That means every game early counts big because you got to go to Indiana to kick off the Big Ten. That's not going to be easy. Ohio State comes to Champaign. So it's going to be fun. That'll be here in a couple of months.
Go Illini. I
Thank
love
you.
it when all this stuff comes up
Yep.
at Crisis Nursery with their big blue tie gala
Yeah.
tonight.
Hope it goes well. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the weekend.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed weekend.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people. Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
I was born in Louisiana.
July of 1936, the world welcomed
George Buddy Guy.
What a guy that is.
Now, after live performances spanning generations, the legend says goodbye. Buddy Guy, the Damn Right Encore. June 24th, the Virginia Theater. Special guest, Taj Farrant. Tickets on sale now at thevirginia.org. From the Damn Right Farewell Tour comes the Damn Right Encore. Buddy Guy, live.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Next week on an all-new Law and Order. Order! We convene here for case 217, Spring Green versus Weeds. Spring Green, the floor is yours. The weeds are infectious. The weeds steal the beauty from your lawn. We offer personalized lawn care, a mid-season checkup, and a simple and transparent process. Just click on to spring-green.com for a quote. Okay, Spring Green wins. Weeds, you're out. That's spring-green.com. I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
If you want a hand-cut, perfectly cooked filet, there's only one place to get it. The Long Branch